Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Jason from JT's Retirement Countdown. Today's February 9th, Friday, February 9th, 2024. I officially have 231 work days remaining till I retire on January 13th, 2025. Hey, I figured I'd take my circus on the road today. Running around to do, but I'll take you guys with me. We're going to talk a little bit about my plan. Today, I'm not getting into debt, credit, none of that. I'm just telling you what my plan is. Listen, I told you guys that, I have a 60% pension when I do retire of what my income was, and why I talk about the importance of getting out of debt, paying your house off, to make things easier for you in retirement. My mission is to just do that, to make things easier for you, to tell you a little bit about my journey. Things I've learned, how many times I've went to the College of Hard Knocks. Listen, I told you guys this journey for me started in my 30s, and this was the plan. This was the plan for me to retire. I wanted to retire, like I told you guys before, at 62, but I can't do it anymore. I really can't. I told you guys that I'm a government employee. Been in the law enforcement arena well over 30 years, and I just can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. This is even hard for me to get to January 13th, 2025. But every day that goes by is one day closer than I am to my date. When I was in my 30s, there was a person that was real instrumental to me. That told me a little bit about why it's important to not have a lot of debt, save for retirement, save for emergencies. Now, I never learned this stuff in my 20s. I never learned this stuff in my 20s. Unfortunately, didn't learn it when I was younger than that. But I did see my grandmother and grandfather, never use credit cards. I never really, when you're that age, you're not paying attention to what's going on. But I just went through the College of Hard Knocks. But let's fast forward to the 30s. That's when I started to see, there was nobody that I could go to and say, can I borrow some money? Can I take some money? Can you help me up with money? I never asked my parents after I left home when I was 18 really for any money. So I knew that I would have to do this on my own, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's the responsibility of growing up. And my message to you guys is just, we have the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that we know right from wrong when it comes to all this buying and not saving for emergencies and not saving for your retirement. We know that We know that. And specifically this time, I get it that it's harder to save anything because it's, things cost so much now. It's just ridiculous. They took that COVID period of time and raised up all the prices of everything and don't seem like it's ever going down again. So, I get it. I understand it's rough. It's hard. But you got to figure out a way to either work a second job, ask your boss for overtime. Something got to give because you can't continue to do and not spend. So, not spend as much. I know we got to spend stuff. We got to spend on, the things that we have to have, like the roof over our head. Do we need an $80,000 car? Do we need a $500,000 mortgage? Do we need $400,000 in student loans? $100,000? When I went to school, I think the total was like $36,000. Now I went to a state school, so it wasn't the total student loan wasn't crazy. But still, at that point in time, $36,000 still looked a lot. Like, if you calculate that into today's dollar, that's a lot of money. My whole mission with this is to just give you some insight on that there is a possibility to retire at 55 if you want to. You know what I mean? I told you, I just can't, I don't want to work anymore in that field. I'm tired. 30 years of dealing with people, dealing with sometimes the worst of the worst. It does something to you. It changes, how you look at things. So I'm going to just retire and do my little 10, 15 yards, cutting grass, come home and kiss my wife, tell her I love her, spend time with family, friends, and not have that clock ticking in your head 24/7. When you sleep, when you wake up, when you take a shower, you're constantly thinking, what do I got to do? I got this to do, that to do, this to do, a million things. So I'm walking away. I'm taking 60%, and I'll be good with that. We'll be good with that. We'll make it work. Like I said, I got a little side hustle that I cut some grass, and we're gonna make this work. I am just giving you guys a message that we all have the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to save, to spend, to save for your retirement, to spend time with your family. We don't know that date of when we gone, and that's even more of an important facet of this time versus money. Is money worth that? It's not for me. I'm done. Did I save? Yes. Do I got a couple dollars? Yes. I'm blessed. And when you stand back and you look at your life, and you look at what position you're in, where you're at financially, you know if you're in a good spot. And there's time to change things if you want to. But once again, Jason from JT's Retirement Countdown, February 9th, 2024. And I officially have 231 work days remaining until I retire on January 13th. 2025. Take care and God bless.